manhourradio.com.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckheischer here with the After Hours Show. It has been a minute since we have been live, raw, uncut at this 10 p.m. time, and I am back on the old interwebs here. Guys, I have nothing planned. Going to simply shoot from the hip. We're going to try something new. There is a link in the comments, guys, here. There is a link right here. It is the StreamYard link. If you guys want to come on and talk your shit, if you want to come on and talk a little bit of NFL football, talk about life, talk about anything you want, come on down, because the price is right here, Bobby. But anyways, guys, this is the After Hours Show where, like I said, we are trying something totally new, totally shooting from the hip. Click that link if you guys are interested in jump on and talking some shit. Because there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there that want to, say that I'm bad at this, say that I'm bad at that. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. And they're in my inbox saying, let me on your show. Let me on your show. Here's your chance. Every Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. East Coast time. After our show, I will give you the opportunity. I will give you my platform that I had built from the ground up, from 0 followers to 0 subscribers to 20,000 or how many we have on Facebook and 3,000 on YouTube. I'll give you the platform. Come on over. Talk your shit. Do what you got to do. We got Kevin in the house. Kevin is the moderator over there at the AFC East Trash Talk group. So if you guys want to talk some AFC East Trash Talk group, join that group. And Kevin will make sure you get your daily dose of trash talking back and forth. Because Kevin is the man, the myth, the legend over there. Katie says, look good, Man Hour Express with the new merch. That is new old merch. So I was making funny commercials back when we were on the radio because we basically had to have time to fill. Like they wanted us to do like a 2.5 hour show. We only had like an hour and a half of content. Because let's just be honest, it is hard to talk for 3 hours. And so we had to add some commercials in. But yeah, there is merch over there at manhourradio.com. Check it out. I'm looking at the old interwebs right here, guys. And Scary Terry watching the game here. Scary Terry for the Commanders. He left the game with an ankle injury versus the Ravens. That is not good. Pulling up the information right here. And he says he suffered a toe injury Monday night, but x-rays were negative, which is very, very good news. Scary Terry was injured shortly before halftime and left with trainers to the locker room before intermission. He was ruled out for the second half. He probably wasn't going to play. Anyways, let's just be honest about that. But around the NFL, they'll have more about Scary Terry's injury moving forward. So we got a couple questions here, guys. So, guys, this is a live interactive show tonight on this After Hours show. We'll talk about anything you want. Jump on in. Like I said, right here is the link. It says join us live, join me live, join Buck live. Click on that link. I'll see you pop down here on the backstage here, and I'll bring you on. Kevin's got the first question of the day. He says, "What undrafted rookie will be all pro?" Wow. Can we just go rookie in general? Let's look at some undrafted. Let me drafted 2023 rookies, because there are a lot of them that are out there, but then there's a lot of them that are bouncing teams, right, Kevin? Right now. And then there's a lot of them that I'm just kind of like, I mean, every team has like 10 to 12, 15 unsigned or undrafted rookies, which are undrafted free agents, technically what it comes down to. And the one that comes off the top of my head really, really fast is the DTR guy from the Cleveland Browns. No, he was drafted, wasn't he? He was drafted in the 5th or 6th round. Honestly, Kevin, I don't know enough about a lot of these undrafted guys. I mean, I've seen a lot of them play in the preseason here. The kid from TCU. But the one that I would be most anxious to see if he can land on a roster is Adrian Martinez from Nebraska, and then he transferred to K-State for his senior year. He played a little bit of quarterback for them, but he was more of like a wide receiver hybrid running back type of thing. He was basically like their wildcat type of guy. And with the Detroit Lions releasing Mims, Jameson Williams is suspended for the first 3 or 4 games of the year. And then their other top receiver went down with that injury as well. It's not supposed to be serious, but those non-serious injuries, like you never know exactly what is going to happen. I want to see Adrian Martinez transition from a quarterback to that Taysom Hill type of person into a receiver. And I think if he would transition from the Detroit Lions 5th string quarterback and H-back and cornerback or whatever, right? And he went strictly to wide receiver, to a slot receiver, Wes Welker type of guy, I think he could be an all-pro. But beyond that, there is nobody that has been really undrafted that has kind of really jumped off the screen at me so far. But of course, I haven't really been looking at a lot of undrafted guys either. So, Kevin, that is a really tough question. I'd be curious to see what you think, man. Who do you think would be a undrafted all-pro rookie? I mean, hell, if we're just talking about rookies in general, defensive rookie of the year right now, it's got to go to the Detroit Lions linebacker. What's his name? Jack Campbell, right? That guy's a freaking beast. I like him. I like him a lot. Steve is in the chat. What is up, Steve? Steve Wishner. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the After Hours show. Steve wants to talk a little bit about Chiefs and Commanders Super Bowl. Question mark. So, obviously, I feel that the AFC is wide open. I feel that anybody in the AFC, legitimately, if they were to get hot at any given moment, can definitely make some noise in the AFC. You got the Miami Dolphins, you got Cincinnati Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers. You can put the Jets in there. You can put the Patriots, Chiefs, Chargers. Hell, maybe the Broncos. Don't sleep on the Jaguars or the Texans, or not the Texans, but the Titans. Don't sleep on anybody in the North, really. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns, right? Any of those guys. But for the Chiefs to make it back to the Super Bowl alone, it is going to take a lot of work. It is very hard to go from, there is a reason why, Steve, that people have not repeated since 2001, 2002 or something just like that, whenever the Patriots did it like 20 some years ago. There's a reason why a lot of teams don't repeat. Also, me being a Chiefs guy, Chiefs Kingdom, right? The Chiefs have made, what, 5 straight AFC championship games? They lost to the Patriots their first year because D Ford lined up like 3 yards offsides. I don't know why. Gave Tom Brady an extra pass and basically killed them, right? Went to the Super Bowl the following year, won it, lost to the Bengals. Or not. Am I missing my years up? But they lost to the Bengals. So maybe they've only gone 4 years in a row. But either way, it is very hard for the Chiefs to probably be contending on top again. I mean, last year people said that Chiefs were going to take a step back. Obviously, they stepped up and they did addition by subtraction, which I thought they would with the loss of Tyreek Hill. They added MVS, Sky Moore, right? Juju. That was a pretty good receiver core. This year, however, you still, like, you lost Juju. You add Justin Ross. You add like another year of Sky Moore. You have a couple other people doing a little bit of this, doing like a little bit of that. I would say if we're simply talking Chiefs Commanders Super Bowl, I would say the Chiefs would probably not have a chance to make that Super Bowl because it's very hard to repeat, let alone get back to the Super Bowl. Now with the Commanders are a team that I'm just like, I don't know how to really take them one way or the other because they have just officially now named Sam Howell their starting quarterback, right? They have I'm watching the game over here in the background while we're doing this show, and quite frankly, they don't look that impressive. Also, let's pull up their schedule. We will be breaking down the schedules more in depth starting next week after the third week of preseason. I think there's about a week and a half to really dive into the schedule here. But let's look at their schedule here. They start off with the Cardinals at home. That's a very, very winnable game. Then they're at Mile High. I don't care who you are. It is very, very tough to win at Mile High Stadium, period. The Broncos can be 0-16, but that one time you sleep on them at Mile High Stadium, it's just very, very tough place to play. Possibly 2-0, possibly. Then they got the Bills and the Eagles back-to-back weeks. And then they got the sneaky good Bears. That's a Monday night game, it looks like, or a Sunday night. Yeah, that's a Monday night game, I think. Then they got Falcons, a much improved team, a division game versus the Giants, Eagles. Then they got the Patriots, a really, really good team. Don't sleep on the Patriots. Seahawks, don't sleep on the Seahawks. Then they got the Cowboys, Dolphins, Rams. And they end the season with Jets, 49ers, and Cowboys. Wow, that is not a very favorable schedule, to be honest. And if we want to talk about a Chiefs Commander Super Bowl, yes, I do see that you say that Chiefs are chasing a dynasty with the Patrick Mahomes. Yes, but the Commanders' schedule alone is brutal. Now, if they can get through that gauntlet of a schedule. Hell, they really only have one game right now. One game on their record or on their schedule, I should say, that I can circle them like, that could be a possibly easy win game. That's the Rams game. But that is at LA after they played the Seahawks, Giants, Cowboys, and Dolphins. And then they want to travel across the country and play a 4:00 game versus the Rams. Obviously, I do not think the Commanders will go 0-17. They're probably 8 or 9 win team. Let's not get it twisted. But their schedule is brutal, man. Their schedule is brutal. Steve, let me know if you are a Chiefs fan or a Commanders fan. I'd be curious. You can jump on, man, and we can have that conversation. He says, yep, it is not easy. The Commander schedule is not easy. Now, if we are talking it strictly, can the Commanders make the Super Bowl? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because of 3 factors here. 1, where did they get better this off season? Their whole draft was basically defensive side of the ball. Besides, they drafted a running back from Kentucky and Chris Rodriguez, which was, I don't know why they drafted him, but whatever. And then they drafted a offensive guard from Utah, Britton Daniels, which I don't know anything about him. Rest of it was cornerback, safety, cornerback, defensive end, outside of linebacker, right? Where did they improve? Their Chase Young is already getting hurt in practice, so he's probably going to be out by week 3, week 4. Yes, their defense is good, but can their offense keep up with the high-power offense of the Dallas Cowboys? The New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles? Well, let's just be honest. Can they keep up? And we've already seen revoltings of Eric Bieniemy, of the factor of Eric Bieniemy. People are like, oh, he's too tough. He's too hard on it. He's like, what? Do you want to win football games? Do you want to come out and be like, hey, maybe we don't suck so bad, but now you're the coach that everybody was thought of, oh, he should be a head coach. He should be this, this, and this, and this. And you bring him in, all this praise, and all of a sudden, he's too tough. He's too tough. And then the head coach, what's his face? Ron Rivera. Yeah, he needs to tone it back a little bit. What? Come on, man. So if we're strictly talking about Chiefs versus Commanders, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Washington Commanders or the Redskins, I hear they're trying to go back to the Redskins. The Indian Nation over there has got a petition like 90,000 people signed. The Chiefs can make it. The Commanders cannot. I don't have any faith in the Commanders of even having a winning football season. 3 reasons. Their schedule, brutal. Their easiest game is versus the Broncos, and it's at Mile High. That's not going to be easy. Number 2, they already dislike their offensive coordinator for whatever reason. He's being too hard. He's making us work too hard. He's trying to bring this culture, and we don't like it. And number 3, they did not get better this offseason. Yes, they brought in Jacoby Brissett, but he's a backup. I like me some Jacoby Brissett, but let him lead your team. I could be totally wrong about Sam Howell, but right now I do not like Sam Howell. I don't know why people love him, but for whatever reason, people love them some Sam Howell. Maybe I need to watch this game again. Once it is over, I will rewind it and watch the first half again to see the Sam Howell. I was stuck at work, but whatever. It is what it is. Speaking of Powell, got Jim Powell in the chat. Raiders Nation for life, he says. So, guys, let me ask you this question. So, on tomorrow's show, we are going to talk about the Jonathan Taylor thing. This is the 10 a.m. morning show here, live, raw, uncut sports talk. We're coming to you twice a day, guys. But tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. East Coast time, we're going to talk about Jonathan Taylor. We're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what they got going on, their quarterback situation. We're going to talk about, I don't even have it up there, but there's a lot of stuff that I have planned out for tomorrow. We got 2-hour show lined up for you guys tomorrow, so be sure to tune in. But let's talk about this, Jim, because this is one of the comments that I was going to address tomorrow, but I'm going to talk about it now. There are many people in the comment section over here at facebook.com/manhour and NFL talk that they've been born and bred to be XY team fans. Jim, you are a Raiders fan. Raiders fan for life. We have this guy that I was going to address. I forget his name. I think it was like Blake or something. He's been a Buffalo Bills fan for 50 plus years. Steve's been a Commanders fan for 50 plus years, right? Like, let me ask you guys this. When new technology comes out, the iPhone, when the iPhone comes out, are we still loyal to the flip phone? When the new iPhone 14 comes out, do I still got to be loyal to my iPhone 13 phone? Like, when over here is making improvements and I like them and I want to go enjoy this because I like this product that they're putting out, and they transfer from point A to point B, can't we do that for sports teams as well? For example, Peyton Manning. People love them some Peyton Manning. When he went from the Colts to the Denver Broncos, since I like Peyton Manning, since I like the product that he puts out, can I become a Denver Broncos fan? Why do we have to pick our sports team at the age of 9 and stick to it for 50 plus years, just like Steve? Why do we got to do that? Do we have to do that? If Patrick Mahomes, actually, I'm a huge Honey Badger fan. When Tyrann Mathieu came from the Arizona Cardinals to the Chiefs, that was the very first jersey that I got. I'm like, I'm getting this jersey right here, right now. Since he plays for the Saints now, can I become a Saints fan because I like what the Honey Badger does on the field? I like his product. Can I do that? Can I do that? Got Joey in the chat. Joey says, yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Joey is a man behind a lot of those memes that he posts out there, guys. Joey, if you want to join the chat, man, click on that link, put on some headphones, come over here and talk some NFL with your boy, man. Feel free to, Joey. But, Jim, I didn't want to put you on the spot, but I wanted to talk about your Las Vegas Raiders. I wanted to talk about the Josh Jacobs thing. He says, I'm not saying Harley is the best, but I will ride them for life. So, Jim, my dad is a retired Army veteran, right? And he is a part of a motorcycle club, Knights of something or the other. I can't remember for sure, but he formed this club for PTSD, yada, yada, yada. And my dad and mom both ride Harleys. They ride them hard and put them away wet, right? My dad, nicknamed Cowboy, has recently bought an Indian. And he says the Indian is the best thing he has ever ridden. It's kind of funny because the Cowboy's riding an Indian, right? But we digress from that. But he would have never have known that he loved the Indian until he got to test it out, right? So I'm just saying, like, I know, Joey, you are a Packers fan, right? What if you tested out being a Chicago Bears fan for like a year? I mean, that would be the dumbest thing you could ever do because the Bears are just terrible. But what if you like, hey, you know what? I like me some Chicago Bears now. I like what they got going on here. I like the nice young talent. I like me some Ohio State and Justin Fields. I like me some Eberflus, some Poles. I like me some DJ Moore. Like, that said, Joey says it's never too late to change. So let me ask you guys this question. Is it too late to ever change a team? Is it like my man Arthur Brown in here every morning at 10 a.m. talking his shit about the Miami Dolphins, right? Talking it up. He's been a Miami Dolphins fan for 40 plus years, right? He's in love with Tua. Tua's the man. Tua's the GOAT. What if Tua goes to the New York Jets next year? Can he change his allegiance? I don't know. But back to these Raiders. Obviously, we're going to dive deeper in this tomorrow, the 10 a.m. show. But I got to ask the question. Jonathan Taylor is been, okayed to talk about potential trades. And there's 4 teams out there that are rumored to be wanting them some Jonathan Taylor. Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Chicago Bears, and then the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders have a running back by the name of Josh Jacobs. Looking for a contract, looking for a deal. Jim Powell, let me ask you this question directly straight to you. You are the Raiders guy, Raiders Nation for life, he says. Can we ultimately write off the Las Vegas Raiders for the rest of eternity if they give the asking price for Jonathan Taylor and choose not to pay Josh Jacobs? Can we write them off? I'm asking because this is going to become brought up tomorrow. Topic number 3, way or no way. I'm just saying. If I was a Raiders fan and I give up like a first and a second and fifth round pick for Jonathan Taylor, when all they got to do is give Jonathan Taylor like $11 million and he'll be happy, I would be one pissed off son bitch. I'll be one pissed off son bitch. Joey thinks a good fit for JT would be any small market team with no decent running back. So all the teams that I mentioned are really not small market teams. All the teams that I mentioned that are large market teams. Vegas, fairly large market. I guess the Buccaneers could be a small market, right? Technically. Miami Dolphins. I mean, like, what do you consider big market nowadays? Because, like, I feel like with the ESPN, NFL Plus, HBO, really all these teams kind of have a larger reach now, right? I saw a map somewhere where the Buffalo Bills are like the most liked team in the whole world, right? The whole world. Let me bring up this comment. Running backs are a dime a dozen nowadays, but if Jacobs gets his bag, he's done running hard. Well, let me ask you this then. If you think that about Josh Jacobs, what about Jonathan Taylor? Because he's obviously going to have to get a bag at some point, right? Because the Raiders are not going to give up 4 picks to bring in a running back for a year and then do the same thing they're doing now. I don't know. How can you hate Hills Mafia? Bills Mafia or Hills Mafia? I don't know, Joey. What are you trying to say, man? Who do you hate? I don't hate on anybody except for the Chicago Bears. because of Beastie, right? But let's bring back up those Chicago or those bring up those Raiders again. Let's look at their schedule. Obviously, I'll be breaking it down more in a couple weeks here after I see if Devontae Adams is hurt or not. That's gotta be scary for you, Raiders fan. He got hurt in practice last Saturday, Friday. Pulled up. I mean, I haven't heard anything besides he just got injured. I don't know where he's at. But you open up the season, 2 road games, Broncos and Bills. Do the Raiders start back-to-back L's? I don't know. Then you got the Steelers, Chargers, Packers. Uh-oh. Do I smell 0-5? 0-5. I don't know. Maybe. Patriots, Bears, Lions. You might get one win there at Chicago. Maybe. Jim. We were just talking about the Commanders having kind of a brutal schedule. The Raiders schedule doesn't look any better. I mean, the easiest games are 2 divisional games versus the Broncos. And the only reason why I say the Broncos is because you played them first game of the year and their offense looks terrible. God, the Broncos look terrible. But it's at Mile High. And then you play them last game of the year. Then you possibly play the Colts. That is a Christmas Eve game at Indianapolis. If Jonathan Taylor goes to the Raiders, I'm going to this this New Year's Eve game, Raiders versus Colts, 1:00 at Lucas Oil Stadium. I will be there if Jonathan Taylor goes to the game. But right now, we're scheduled to go to the Vikings-Packers game. So we will see. Guys, let me know if you guys want to talk about anything in it, like in the chat. If you want to jump on the show here, click on the link, scroll all the way up. I forgot to pin it. Can I pin it again? No, I can't pin it from where I'm at. But if you guys want to, click on that link and jump on. All you Facebook warriors have been talking all that shit for the last 2 months. I've been saying the after show's coming. You're going to get your opportunity. Right there's a link. Brent, right there's your link, man. I sent it to you. I sent it to you very first, man. 2:00 this afternoon. I'm like, where's this keyboard warrior saying that I was a stupid drug addict? Where's he at? Boom. Called you out, Brent. I said, hey, here's your shot. Here's your shot, Brent. Tell me why Lamar Jackson is so good. Guess what, guys? Brent didn't show up. Imagine that. After that. Joe says, how long is this show even going? Joe, I will probably go for another 10 minutes or so, give or take. But we are live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. East Coast time, and then 10 p.m. East Coast time. The 10 p.m. East Coast time is just the after show. Get off work, have a beer, come talk some shit, talk some NFL. Opening up my platform to you guys out there. Jim, you look like you are a Seahawks guy. Something about a Seahawks talk. So you might have a show. Come on over, Joe. We can talk some Seahawks. We can talk about how great they're going to be. We can talk about them winning the NFC West this season, better than the 49ers, better than the Cardinals, better than the Rams. We can talk about your Seahawks, Joe. Get over here. Let's promote your show, man. Come on. If the people like the Seahawks, go over to Joe's channel. Come on, Joe. Hop on. He says, I'll hop on right now. Click that link, Joe. Let's talk some Seahawks. Let's bring up their schedule. Previously, actually, it was right after the draft. No, was it before draft or right after draft? Either way, I had the Seahawks tentatively winning the NFC West. Now, we will break it down again. Because this was when Brock Purdy was still not even listed as being starter quarterback. We had Trey Lance doing like a little bit of that. Like, 49ers have impressed me this offseason. And they just signed that running back. What is his name? What's the guy's name? Help me out. I actually posted it on Facebook. I already forgot the guy's name. But the Seahawks do have a pretty favorable schedule this season. Rams twice. Play the Cardinals twice. Right there's 4 dubs. 49ers probably get swept by the 49ers. Jim says, aren't the Chickens in the CFL now? I can guarantee you guys, probably half of the players, me being a former CFL player myself, half of the players in the NFL, I bet you could not survive in the Canadian Football League. I bet you half of them can't. Because it is just a different game there. You have 12 players on the field. You have an extra 15 yards to play with. It's extra long, right? People are like, oh, Tim Tebow should go play CFL, yada, yada, yada. You have to throw a 60-yard rope to hit a 10-yard out route. 60-yard rope. We got the first person on the show. Joey, hang on one second, man. Let me bring up your beautiful name here because you do have one of the best names out there. I'm just going to say it is it. But what's up, Joey? You're on mute.
I know. I was getting my charger already. You know how I be.
So what's going on? What would you like to discuss tonight, Joey?
Man, let's talk about Packer football, man.
Let's talk a little bit about Packer football. What about Packer football? A little bit of Jordan Love about how he's going to have a better season than Aaron Rodgers.
You damn right.
I
saw him play against the Bengals, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. He was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I actually went up there 2 weeks ago for their joint practice, and Jordan Love was taking command of the team. Now people are saying, "Oh, he's a 5-year player, yada yada yada." This is his first year as a starter. Being the guy is a lot different than just being a guy, right? Jordan Love is now the guy on the Green Bay Packers, and he was taking command of that team, and people were dogging me about it when I said the Packers were 11-12 win team. After watching them versus the Bengals and watching film from last year when the Jordan Love played against the Eagles, Jordan Love is going to have a better season than Aaron Rodgers. I'm just telling you.
I agree. But the thing about that is there's a bunch of coincidences going on. Like, so first ever game Aaron Rodgers played was against the Bengals, right?
Right.
First ever game
or just regular season game?
I think ever game okay. Ever.
Okay.
Bengals. Jordan Love, first ever starting game, like not ever starting game, but like as like a
as the starter.
Yep. Bengals.
And then they're both sat for 4 years behind the opposing guy.
Right.
And then the previous quarterback went to the Jets after 15 years or whatever, right? Yeah.
Brett Favre went to the Jets, and then Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets.
It is very, very coincidental, huh? Almost as if the NFL's rigged, huh?
I got the scripts, man.
Right. But yeah, so besides Jordan Love, what do you like about your Packers, man?
A.J. Dillon.
Okay.
He can get shit done when it's needed to be done.
Yeah. A.J. Dillon did say, and I quote, "I'm going to make defenses my bitch this year." I mean, he didn't say bitch, but he definitely wanted to. A.J. Dillon is that workhorse. They do have a great 1-2 punch with like Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon back there, and that's probably why Aaron Jones took that pay cut, because he knew he wasn't going to be a starter anywhere else, and he knew that he could probably be here for another 3, 4, 5 years with the Packers with that 1-2 punch, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I'm letting you continue, man.
Oh, you can speak your mind, man. This is your team. I'm just hyping you up. But I seriously do think the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFC North right now. Better than the Vikings, better than the Lions, definitely better than the Chicago Bears. Sorry, BC Combs, it is what it is. I do have the Packers going 12 wins this season, and then the Lions will be a 10-win team.
I do not know about that 12-win season for the Packers.
Well, why not? Like, what kind of reservation? Because when we look at their schedule here, Joey, they do start back-to-back weeks on the road versus the Bears versus the Falcons.
I would say that is 2 first easy wins.
Right. And then you got the Saints. The Saints are a big wild card. Like, what if on the Saints, right? You can pay. Right. The Saints could be really, really good or really, really, really bad. It's like, what if? But Alvin Kamara is suspended still, so that's positive, right?
Right. How many games suspended for? 3?
3 as of right now, but probably might get reduced down to 2 possibly. But he is a 3-game suspension. But then you're on Thursday Night Football at home versus the Detroit Lions. I think that is your make or break point of the season, is that game versus the Detroit Lions. So, first of all, would you have them beating the Saints?
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough one, man. I'm gonna say yes, because if Alvin Kamara doesn't have a suspension reduced,
right,
I would say that's a big factor in the Packers winning.
But you also have to realize this will be Jordan Love's first start at home versus a Saints team that honestly people are getting a lot of buzz around them, like a lot of hype. I actually have been on a couple Saints show where they're talking Super Bowl for these Saints. I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. Y'all got Derek Carr still. Sorry, Jim. I know Derek Carr is your boy, but calm the F down, right? But then you have the Raiders, and then going into that early week bye week. That's the only downfall for your Packers, I think, Joey, is that week 6 bye week.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was sorry. He's so sorry, dude. I'm sorry to say, Jimmy Garoppolo is so sorry.
Jimmy G, when he plays the full season, goes to the NFC Championship game.
He will not play a full season, dude. He's so old.
So you think 12 wins is too much, Joey? Before I let you go, put a number on your Packers. How many wins?
8 wins.
8 wins, huh? So you have them as a losing season, 8-9, huh?
Right.
Damn.
Actually,
is that last in the division?
No.
So
I say we finished. I'll say we finished second, man.
Second. Wow. So you're thinking the whole NFC North is going to be down, huh?
Right. I mean, obviously the Bears will be in last place. I see. Man, I think I'll see the Vikings in third.
I agree with that.
Lions gonna have a great year. Gonna be in first. I call that right now.
Okay.
Like they said last year when they beat us, don't play with us. I'm gonna believe it this year. Big things gonna happen in Detroit.
Well, Joey, be sure to stay tuned, man, because starting next week, I'm going to break down your Green Bay Packers, and you might be pleasantly surprised. Okay. So I do have them 12 wins right now. It was a first round playoff loss to the Cowboys, I believe it was. So we'll see.
All right,
man. We'll haul at you later.
All right, see you later. Have a good rest of your night.
All right, you too, bud. See you soon. All right, so Joey, Packers fan, my man. He deemed himself a Packers fan, boy. 8 wins. Come on, man. Put some speak on your team's name. Speaking of speak, Joe, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, man. He says,
"How's it going?
Run the damn ball."
Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, man. I love opening the platform up to people, and especially Seahawks fans that have not won a Super Bowl for
10 years.
20 years. There you go.
Yeah, it was funny. The way I found your show is I kind of it was a few months ago. I know it was before the draft, and I looked up just like NFL, and then I clicked on live, and I go, "Hey, I'm starting my channel. If you ever want to come on, talk Seahawks football, let me know." And he goes, "I think it was you." You go, "Sure, I'll talk about your sorry ass Seahawks whenever you want."
I would not say that because I've been high on the Seahawks all off season. It had to have been Combs.
It was a guy with Chiefs shit. Chiefs. Sorry, pardon my language. It was a guy.
This is that show.
It was a guy with Chiefs stuff in his background. So
then it was definitely me because Combs is a Bear fan, and we know how we feel about Bears fans. So let's talk about your Seahawks because I am. Speaking of being high on a team, I'm high on the Seahawks right now, and I think the 49ers are going to take a step back this season. I had them at 11 wins, I think it was. Now, I will be breaking it down again because I do like what the 49ers have done this offseason. Brock Purdy is back. Geno Smith kind of played out of his mind last season. MVP level, I believe he was a fifth rated quarterback.
I wouldn't say he was MVP level at all. He passed for 30 touchdowns, 4,200 yards. I'd say at the very beginning of the season and the very end of the season, he had a couple MVP-like games, right? Yeah. But I wouldn't say that he was MVP level throughout the season.
So when I talk MVP, I truly mean most valuable player, right? I truly mean that if you were to take Geno Smith off of the Seahawks, would they have been a playoff team? I think absolutely not.
No, I think we would have been 7-win team without Geno. We're a 9-win team with Geno.
Who is the backup quarterback right now over there in Seattle?
Horsecock Lock.
Yeah, Drew Block.
Drew Lock.
And then I've only watched one preseason game. I turned it off after halftime. How is this Holton Akers or Ahlers guy? Is he any good? Could he possibly take over the second QB2 spot there?
Have you ever watched Tim Tebow?
I have.
That's about what you're getting with Holton Akers.
Wow. So basically, your guys' whole season is relying on Geno Smith, make or break, right?
No, let's be honest here. I don't think Ahlers can come in and win us a game. I think he'll come in and lose a game if he had to. He's going to be a practice squad guy, unless I heard the rule is different now to where you can carry 3 quarterbacks without counting against a roster spot.
Yes, it is called an emergency quarterback. He can only play if the previous 2 or 3 quarterbacks are hurt and can't come back.
Okay, so he'll be that guy, right? So fingers crossed, knock on wood, he's not going to play. I think Drew Lock is the guy to where you look at, and I don't think he's going to lose us a game if he comes in. I think he won't win us a game.
Okay.
But if he can go in there and be a game manager, I don't have a huge issue with that. But yeah, basically it is relying on Geno in the run game, right? Because the run game is just as important as having Geno in as our quarterback.
Yeah, I would say you guys probably have the most dynamic running game in the division. I do think Kenneth Walker has a bigger upside than CMC this season. And I know that's going to piss people off.
That's tough.
You have to realize earlier this offseason, Kyle Shanahan said they're going to use CMC a lot. He was used a lot in Carolina, and he did not play very much, right? So now the 49ers did just sign another running back, Ricky something. I don't know his name. Like, it just happened. Like, I don't know the guy, but they're adding some type of depth to the roster, possibly. So let's put a number on your Seahawks. How many wins do you think you guys got this season?
So I think we're a 10-11 win team. I really do.
Yeah.
All things go right. Michael Jackson looked awful last preseason game. I don't know if you watched us against Dallas.
I did. Yep. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Mike Jack looked absolutely, he got torched basically the whole first quarter. Going into the second quarter, which is scary because he is supposed to be our starting left outside corner. Obviously, we got Reek Woolen on the right, and then we got Witherspoon in the slot. So, that's the only thing that scares me a little bit is Mike Jackson right now. And then our run game, we need to shore up. I don't think it's a talent thing. It's a scheme thing. We need to get our gaps correct.
Correct. Let me ask you this. Obviously, the 2 wide receivers are set. You have Tyler Lockett and DK. And then you drafted that, and then you had that rookie from TCU,
Jackson
right?
Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Oh, that's right, Ohio State. Do you think he will be a solid number 3, or would he bump Tyler Lockett down to that number 3? Because I am a Kansas State alum. My boy, Tyler Lockett.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Tyler is I think everybody views DK as our number 1 receiver, right? You would say that from the outside looking in. I'd say Tyler's been our number 1 receiver ever since Doug Baldwin left.
Right.
And I wouldn't say anything different about last season. Does he have a chance to bump DK down to 3? I think is the real question.
Okay.
And I don't think so. I think he'll play primarily in the slot, but it'll be awesome because we've never had a number 3 receiver really since 2011.
Right.
So it'll be nice if DK goes down. We know everybody's doubling up on Tyler. We can't throw the ball. If Tyler's down, everybody's doubling up on DK. We can't throw the ball. Right. So it'll be nice to be able to spread that ball a little bit. So
that was my only question, was like my really only concern on the offensive side was that rookie number 3 receiver. And then the one thing that kind of has me worried about the Seahawks defense is I like the front 7. I actually love the front 7. It's the back 4 that worries me. And that's exactly what you brought up, was the cornerback issues. But I'm talking about Jamal Adams as well. Is it time to maybe just kind of cut ties with Jamal and let him walk?
You literally can't.
Yeah.
He costs more to cut than he does to keep.
Right.
So it was a bad mistake trading 2 first-round picks for him. And then they did the completely logical thing and doubled down on that, right? So you can't until next season. We're just going to have to live with a linebacker playing safety.
Right.
We're going to have to live with it.
At least they got like 15 picks for Russell, right? You guys are good there.
If you look at it, we didn't get much more than we gave up for Jamal. Because we gave up 2 first-round picks. But the Broncos sucked ass last year. So we got the 5th overall pick in Devin Witherspoon. And I'm not too worried about Michael Jackson. I think as Seahawks fans, we are more worried about who's going to play the nose tackle position this year. Because Jay Reed weighs 295. So they're going to have like 3 athletic guys at nose tackle when we're used to Al Woods at 340 pounds, right? We're not used to a small athletic guy playing nose tackle. So
right. Well, only time will tell. I mean, season starts, about 15, 16 days here. So get excited here. You have your Seahawks going 10, 11 wins here. But since you are on the platform, I'm giving you the chance to speak to the world. Plug your show so I can tag it in the link here.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm Seahawk Talk with Joe Stevens. I actually do a show with a 49ers guy every Thursday. So basically, and then I just kind of pop in here and out. I'm a season ticket holder for the Seahawks too. And obviously, I kind of got my whole room behind me. So,
there you go, man.
But thanks for letting me in. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. We'll be here tomorrow. Anytime you want to jump in and plug your show, feel free to, man.
Yeah, vice versa. Thank you.
Later, bud. All right, guys. So that was Joe Stevens from Seahawks Talk. Guys, go over there and check him out. Man, it is hard doing what we do, getting in front of the mic and letting all you people talk your shit. But like Tyler said, I didn't ask you, Jim. Jim says nobody cares about the Chargers. What happened to 2.0 or whatever his name is? I love the shit talk. But Tyler was asking, what do you predict for the Chargers? Tyler, you are a Chargers fan, man. So obviously you are new here. This is the first time I think I've seen your name in the chat or any of the comments, which we get thousands of comments like a day. But I can tell you this is this is post-draft, right? No training camp, no OTA, no Kellen Moore effect. I had your Chargers sucking some big donkey dick. I had your Chargers at like a 7-win team. I just, for whatever reason, I do not have faith in the Chargers. Now, you can call it because I'm a Chiefs fan and a yada, 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 rivalry, yada, yada, yada. But the offseason moves this year for the LA Chargers, I did not like. I do not think Kellen Moore is the one-all, be-all offensive coordinator that people are making him out to be. I don't think he is going to come in there and revolutionize your guys' offense. He is not going to utilize the passing game like he should. He's not going to utilize the running game like he should. Now, I have been on record saying in the right system with the right coaching, I think Justin Herbert or Mahomes 2.0, as I think it was Jim that said, I do think he can be an MVP quarterback with the right coaching. Kellen Moore is not it. The head coach, whatever his name, is not it. I always forget his name, and you guys correct me. So let me know his name for the head coach, but I don't think he is it as either. The Chargers are they are a very dangerous team on paper. They are like the Dallas Cowboys. If you play it on Madden and on paper, they should be back to back to back Super Bowl champions year after year after year, but they're not because their coaching sucks. They do have Keenan Allen. They do have Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, Joey Bosa on that defensive side of the ball, J.C. Jackson, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr. They have those guys. They have the people on the roster to be really, really, really good. They just don't have the coaching. They don't have the culture. A wise man once told me when I was in high school, we went to 3 sub-state championship games, lost all 3. My coach is like, you guys got to learn how to lose before you can win, right? You basically have to hate losing more than you want to win. And I don't think the Chargers are there yet. I don't think the Chargers fan base is there, because when we sit back out and we think about it, was it a couple years ago when the Chargers played the 49ers? The 49ers had more fans than the Chargers, and it was a Chargers home game. Like, it is consistently that the fans do not support the team, that the coaches are just not good. They have the roster. They have the personnel. They need to get Austin Eckler over 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards. His whole career, he's never been over 1,000 yards, but that man wants to be paid. Give him the rock and let him earn that money. But Tyler, right now, I have your Chargers being like a 7-win team. Like I said, I will break it down again starting next week after third preseason game. And when I do these rankings, I do take biases out of it. For the record, I do have the Chiefs going 11-6, right? People are like, oh, 11-6, they're a 15-win team. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm predicting 11 wins for the Chiefs. So get that out of your thought. I'm not being biased. I just don't think your Chargers coaching staff is there. Let me scroll back up. Aren't they trying to be back? See, too soon, Jim. Too soon. If you know, you know. But I ain't hating you for it. John Peebles is in the chat. Looks like a Detroit Lions fan. He says Detroit's going to put the L on KC. Huh. Is Hooker playing in that game, or is it going to be Jared Goff, or is it going to be Adrian Martinez? See, I would give you the benefit of the doubt in this game, John, if this was like a week 4 game, right? Because the Kansas City Chiefs defense always takes about 6-7 weeks to really figure themselves out. They suck. Let's just be honest. The Chiefs defense sucks from week 2 to week 7. They are absolutely a shit show. The worst defense on the freaking planet the first 7 weeks of the season. Last 9, top 5, baby, watch out. However, the Lions have got some things going against them right now. They have the suspension of their Jameson Wilson, right? Amarad St. Brown is injured, if I'm not mistaken. He will not be participating in the rest of training camp. I'm kind of wondering what the extent of his injury is, right? Marvin Jones Jr. is also not going to be practicing for the rest of training camp as well. Kind of curious about his injury. Your best defensive player right now in Jack Campbell is a backup linebacker. Adrian Hudson, yes, he's only taking like 5 steps. Yes, I get it, but he has not looked dominant. The rest of the defense has not really looked very good. Now, maybe it's just going to take a little while for the Lions to come together to, not suck. But as I've been telling about I've been talking the Lions up for the last couple seasons. I've been having faith in the Detroit Lions. Like, this is your year. This is their year. Finally, this might be their year. But now it is almost as if they're scared to win. They trade away everybody. They make a trade for Mims, which was stupid. Then they cut the guy. And just they're making a lot of questionable decisions. And it is different from doing the hunted to being hunted all season long. There's a bullseye on the Detroit Lions back, and they're going to realize that it is hard. It is hard, and they're not going to have any off weeks, and they're probably going to be a 8-9 win team. James says the Seahawks are going to go 11-6 and finish second in division behind the 12-5 49ers. Okay. I could see that. I could see that. Joe, thank you for being on, man. Definitely appreciate it 100%. John says one game above Seattle puts him in third. So by this rationale, I feel, John, you think the Rams are going to be a good team. I am thinking the Rams will be a decent team. A lot of people have them 3, 4, 5 wins. I think they're probably a 7, 8, 9 win team, but I don't see them finishing second. Last comment of the night says, James, you are on point. Chargers' problem is the coaching. It is. For whatever reason, they cannot figure out their coach. And it just came to me, it's Brandon Staley as their coach for the Rams. Right? No, for the Chargers, I mean. Not Rams. 8-9 Rams. All right, guys, that is it for the first after show of the night. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 p.m. East Coast time. But you guys, join us tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. right here, youtube.com, facebook.com, whatever platform you listen to us on now. We'll be here at 10 a.m. Me and Hoffy and I, myself and Hoffy, the Hoffmeister, the Wall of Hoffy will be back. We're going to talk about Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs. We're going to talk about Jordan Love, Bucks quarterback situation. All that, much more, guys. Coming up on the Man Hour tomorrow, 10 a.m. East Coast time. See you then. Later.